Your knees crack, your back aches, and you've started blaming age, but that voice in your head is lying to you. Here are 5 exercises built for women over 60 that will prove your body isn't done, it's just been waiting to be challenged. 1. Goblet squat. Start with this one. Stand with your feet just a little wider than hip width, toes pointed out slightly, and hold a dumbbell up at your chest, cradling it by the head, elbows tucked close to your ribs. From there, lower yourself into a squat until your thighs are roughly parallel to the floor, or as far as you can comfortably go without your chest caving forward. Pause, then push back up. That's 1 rep. Aim for 8 to 12. What makes this one worth your time isn't just the leg work, though your quads and glutes will absolutely know about it the next morning. It's the fact that holding that weight at chest height forces your core to work the entire time. Your posture has to stay honest. Your hips and ankles get put through their range of motion. And perhaps most importantly for the long haul, the load-bearing nature of the movement helps promote bone density, which is a genuine concern as we age and something that exercise actually does help with. Osteoporosis doesn't develop overnight, and it doesn't reverse overnight either. But this kind of consistent, load-bearing work makes a real difference over time. Now on to the next one. Bent over row. Stand with feet staggered, hinge forward at the hips until your torso sits at roughly a 45-degree angle, and hold a dumbbell in each hand with your arms hanging down. From there, keeping your back flat and your core balanced, drive one elbow back toward your hip, squeezing your shoulder blade in as you go. Lower it back down with control, then repeat on the other side. Upper back strength is one of those things that tends to quietly disappear as the years go on, and then suddenly you're noticing a hunch in your posture that wasn't there before. This row variation directly targets that. It rebuilds the pulling strength needed for things like lifting bags, opening heavy doors, and not looking like you're perpetually exhausted. It also supports the muscles around the spine, which matters more than most people realize when it comes to long-term posture and just generally feeling upright and capable in your daily life. 2 down, 3 more to go. 3. Jump squat. The instinct is to assume that plyometric, meaning jump-based movements, are off the table once you are past a certain age. That turns out to be the opposite of the truth. Explosive movement actually builds bone density and improves joint resilience in ways that slower exercises simply don't. The jump squat is worth including precisely because it trains your body to absorb and generate force quickly, which is the kind of physical readiness that helps prevent falls and injuries in real life. The mechanics are simple enough. Stand with feet shoulder width apart, lower into a squat, then drive through your heels and jump. Land softly, knees slightly bent, and immediately lower back into the next rep. The softness of the landing is key. It's where the actual training happens, where your muscles learn to control impact rather than just absorbing it passively. It also gets your heart rate up, which is never a bad thing to sneak into a strength session. 4. Bird dog. Get on all fours. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, back flat. From there, extend your right arm forward and your left leg straight back simultaneously, keeping your hips level the whole time. Hold briefly, then return with control and switch sides. It looks deceptively simple, and then you actually try to keep your hips from rotating and suddenly it's a whole different conversation. The bird dog is a physical therapy staple for a reason. It trains the deep core and back muscles that stabilize the spine, improves coordination between opposite limbs, and builds the kind of quiet, underlying strength that doesn't show up in any dramatic way, but makes everything else feel more stable and controlled. It's also low impact, which means it's accessible regardless of where you're starting from and unlikely to aggravate joints that are already dealing with some wear. 5. Glute bridge. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Arms down by your sides. Press through your heels, lift your hips toward the ceiling, squeeze your glutes at the top, hold for a beat, then lower back down with control. The glutes are among the most undertrained muscle groups, and that neglect has a long list of downstream consequences, including lower back pain, hip instability, and poor posture. The glute bridge fixes this without putting any stress on the knees or spine. It also activates the core and improves pelvic stability, helping to quietly resolve lower back discomfort that tends to creep in with age. Simple, effective, and genuinely hard to do wrong. Now, the next one is a bonus exercise if you are feeling energized. Bonus, incline push-up. Find something elevated and sturdy, a bench, a countertop, a step. Place your hands on it, shoulder width apart, and hold a straight plank line from your head to your heels. Bend your elbows to lower your chest toward the surface, keeping your elbows at roughly a 45-degree angle to your body, then push back up. Elevating the hands reduces pressure on the wrists and shoulders compared to a floor push-up, which matters if joint pain is a factor. But the movement still challenges your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core in all the ways a traditional push-up would. Research suggests that push-up capacity is a meaningful indicator of cardiovascular health and overall functional strength. While the data were collected primarily in men, the underlying premise holds across the board. Pushing strength is functional strength. It shows up in your daily life more often than you'd think. If you completed these exercises, well done. If you failed, don't worry, you took the first step, which is the hardest part of the exercises. Try again tomorrow, and you will be surprised by the results. If you are still wondering whether you should exercise, ask yourself, when was the last time you felt young and fresh? As we get older, there's this quiet little voice in the back of our heads that starts whispering things like, well, that's just age, or maybe I'm past the point where any of this matters. And look, it's understandable. Your knees creak a little louder than they used to. Getting off the couch feels like a production. The morning after any physical activity requires a full debrief session and a heating pad. But here's the thing, and this is important. Your body isn't weaker because you're older. It's weaker because it hasn't been asked to do much lately. That's a very different problem, and more to the point, it's a solvable one. Think back to when you were younger. You weren't running drills or lifting weights. You were just moving all the time, running around outside, chasing kids, hauling groceries up 3 flights of stairs without thinking twice about it. Your body was in decent shape because life kept it busy. Somewhere along the way, life got more sedentary, and the body followed suit. And that's just how physics works. But worry not, because this is reversible if you follow these exercises. The honest takeaway from all of this is straightforward. It is not too late. It was never too late. The body responds to the demands placed on it, regardless of the age on your driver's license. The important thing is to start with what you can manage. Do 8 to 12 reps of each movement, run through the circuit 2 or 3 times, and rest as needed between sets. The goal isn't to be who you were at 30. The goal is to feel strong in the life you're living right now, and then keep building on that. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.